What is up, boys? S1000RR back with another video. Today's gonna be a little bit of a different video. I'm gonna tell you guys why Bren tuning is a need for the 2023 S1000, or the pros and cons as well. I honestly don't really have any cons, like, at all. But without further ado, let's get into the video. Make sure if this video has, like, you know, persuaded you into getting the stage 1 for any bike, I guess, for the Bren tune, any bike, make sure to use code at S1000RR, all caps, no spaces, and you guys will get 5% off on your purchase. Alright, well, without further ado, at first I'm just gonna be reading stuff off of their website, all the pros, because, you know, I'm not the tuner, obviously, right? I'm gonna be reading off all the pros, and then we're gonna be reading off of what I noticed myself. Okay, so the first thing is de-restricting the throttle. Comes stock on this bike, the 2023. This throttle was heavily restricted in second and third gear, and all the gears basically, if you were 100% throttle, it was really only 70% because BMW restricted it so much because of USA restrictions. With the Bren tune, that takes it all away. You have full 100% throttle throughout all the gears and all that stuff. So if you've never ridden a bike or never ridden the 2023 S1000, it's kind of hard to explain how bad it really is. It's truly horrendous. You don't get what you pay for in this bike if you don't have a tune. It's like BMW wants you to get a tune. If you're planning on racing this bike or anything like that, it's genuinely a must. If you're on the street, I mean, you can consider it. I have it, but so that's the first thing. The second thing is 60 plus horsepower gains in the mid-range, and then 20 wheel horsepower over the curve. So you get 60 horsepower in the mid-range, and that kind of goes with the throttle restrictions in second and third gear. The mid-range in those, genuinely, it feels like a 600cc, and I've driven many 600cc's. It is not good at all. There's like no throttle there, but now, since I have the tune, I get on it and it's all the throttles there, everything you need for it. It's kind of, well, what's the word again? It's not predictable when if you do not have the tune and say you're racing a buddy, or you're going through curves and you're going through the twisties and you hit the throttle and you're in the mid-range, like I'd say like 5,000 to like 8,000 RPMs, there's really no throttle there. But right when you get past that 8,000, 10,000 RPMs, just like a 600cc, it all comes. And you can't predict it because it happens differently. Like, I mean, I just couldn't predict it, I guess. So that's the second thing. The third thing is the cruise control jerkiness smoothed out. I honestly didn't really notice cruise control jerkiness. I was just excited to have cruise control. But on this bike, obviously, there is cruise control. If you didn't know that, now you know. It's this button right here. You just have to push this out, put it in. But I'll kind of get that closer. That's your cruise control. Apparently, it was jerky. I mean, according to BT Moto, I genuinely did not notice a difference. I don't notice a difference now, but it's there. I believe that they did it. You know what I mean? So that is the third thing. The fourth thing is a torque limiter of 70% raised to 100%. Your bike will make 200 wheel horsepower even if you're all stock. So as you can see, I'm not all stock. I have a full titanium header exhaust Akrapovic with the SE Project slip-on. For all of you guys that are new, you guys don't know that. So the torque, it's kind of the same with the mid-range, right? The throttle response, all the torque is all there now. Before, like I said before, in second and third gear, the torque was horrible. It did not, like, you're spending $25,000 on this bike, let's just say, and you aren't getting all of the power at all, and I genuinely mean it. The torque is heavily restricted on this bike. Like, you cannot, in second gear, it's genuinely laughable what BMW did to this bike, just because of the throttle restrictions and the torque limiters and all that stuff. Another thing is second and third gear transmission limiter removed. So BT Moto removed the restrictor, so that's kind of the same thing with the torque and the throttle response, right? So it just removes the transmission restriction so that it allows them to do that, right? Second, 1.5 seconds cut off your 60 mile per hour to 130. 1.5 seconds. So if you're looking to go fast on this bike, say you're looking to drag race this bike or whatever like that, you need the Bren tune. And like obviously there's other tunes out there. I don't recommend them myself. They're just, I don't know, it's just not my cup of tea. Bren tune is the best. They're the best at what they do. But 1.5 seconds cut off your 60 to 130. 1.5. That is insane. That's the biggest gain ever. And like just for a simple tune, right? All stock. Say you have the stock exhaust, you still have 1.5 seconds cut off, which is genuinely insane, right? Drag racers have the capability of restricting throttle more in lower gears, so you don't pop wheelies. So when you get the Bren tune, they'll send you a question. What are you planning on doing with this bike? What do you know, all that stuff, and you answer. And they will work with you to see if you want the throttle, taken down more in first and second gear, if you're planning on roll racing, drag racing, and all that stuff, so that you don't pop wheelies every single gear, right? So that you can have a good start off. This bike does have launch control, which is fucking awesome. I've only tried it once and it scared the shit out of me, to be honest. But if you are into that kind of stuff, you can do it. Now, Bren tune genuinely has the best customer service I've ever experienced in my life. I've worked with a bunch of different companies, not even just like, bike related, but like a bunch of different companies. And Bren tune is by far the best customer service I have ever had. And this is just me. I know I'm kind of like affiliated with them, but genuinely when I was a customer, when I first bought their product, before I was an affiliate, they are the best. They answer every single question in a timely manner. And then they gave me my tune within 30 minutes of me putting my tune in, which is insane. So they genuinely have the best customer service I've ever had. So if you guys have any questions, don't be commenting to me. Go to their website, and then find their email them a question, whatever question you have. They will happily answer it. I've asked them a ton of questions and they've never got upset with me or anything like that. So that's cool. So yeah, boys, their customer service is top notch, and I genuinely mean it. It's top notch. I cannot stress it enough. I'm very thankful for their customer service. It's the best of the best. And by the way, sorry if my mic quality is a little bit weird. I'm genuinely just using my GoPro. I'm not using my helmet with my microphone or anything like that. So we'll see how it is. And then stuff that I've noticed, right? So that's all that their website, right? So stuff that I've noticed, bike is a lot faster. When I get on the throttle, it no longer feels like a 600. Like I said before, this bike felt like a 600 without the tune. It genuinely did. If you guys know 600s, like when you say you're going on the throttle, finally when you hit around 10,000, 12,000 RPMs, like you really feel the torque, right? You really feel the kick on it. So this bike no longer feels like that. It's a lot more responsive. It's a lot more throttle. It's genuinely what I paid for. It's a lot faster. So there is that. I bought the bike for full price. I should get the full performance of this bike. Genuinely, it feels like BMW wants you to have a tune. I can't stress it enough with how bad the throttle really is. I'll throw up a clip in the video somewhere here, but this is gonna be full throttle. As you guys saw or can see, the throttle is horrible, and without the tune, as you can see in like the 10,000 RPM range, and then it kicks on. You can hear it, you can feel it. It's a lot better when you can ride it. You can genuinely feel it. But with this, it's just a powerhouse now. This thing is so fast, it's fucking crazy, to be honest with you. Second gear was heavily restricted, felt like a 600. Again, it felt like a 600. Second gear was horrible. It was genuinely a joke. I laughed about it a few times, like whenever I was trying to race my buddy. It's pretty funny how they think that this off of the line is good enough for people who spend this much money on a bike, right? It should be all there. It should be every single gear, should be feeling like at 1,000 without all these electronics and shit on it, right? So there's another one. And then last but not least, the exhaust opens up a lot more with stock. So say you have a stock exhaust. I personally did not have a stock exhaust when I got the Bren Tune, but say you have that stock exhaust with a huge cat and it is very quiet. It sounds like a vacuum cleaner. That's why I got the exhaust as soon as possible, because I was tired of it sounding so shitty. Say you have the stock exhaust with the cat and the Akrapovic. It is a lot more open. It sounds a lot better. It actually has burps and crackles. You know what I'm saying? Because there was a valve. It was a servo. There was a valve right here that opens and closes, and Bren Tune opens it. So it opens it. You can work with them. Say you want to close, you want to close. Say you want to open, you want to open. You can work with them, and they will give you what you want personally. So in conclusion, I highly recommend the BT Moto, Bren Tune, whatever you want to call it. I highly recommend it if you're planning on getting this bike. It's not really the full potential of the bike unless if you do get it. So with that all being said, thank you guys so much for watching. It's been S1KDK. If you are curious about my channel, go ahead and click my channel. I have a lot of videos out. I post every other day. I try to. I'm going to start slowing down now because of winter coming up. I need to stock up some videos, but make sure to follow S1K_DK on TikTok and Instagram. If you have any questions or if you want to hit me up on Instagram, DM me, and I always answer everybody. Thank you guys so much for 789 subscribers, I think we're at now. 790, let's just round up. 800 soon, then 1,000's next, boys. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Love, peace.